When we all first stepped foot into university, our number one goal wasn't to get the perfect straight A report card so that we could impress all of our friends and impress mommy and daddy. No, it wasn't. Our purpose of going into university was to develop a career for ourselves working in engineering and contributing to humanity, right? So the first thing that I would do if I were to redo my engineering degree would be to define the goal, the career goal that I wanted to follow throughout university. And the way to do this is to ask yourself two highly pertinent questions. And the first one is, which industry do I want to work for? So let's do it together. You're in your room right now. You have your backpack literally right next to you. Get a piece of paper out and ask yourself this question. Which industry do I want to work for? Okay, so let's do it together. For example, maybe it could be automotive or something, whether it's sustainable energy, whether it's agricultural farming, whether it's electronics. Write it down. Now, the second question that you're going to ask is, what's my ideal position / role? Okay, so put that down. It could be mechanical design engineer, hardware engineer, structural design engineer, whatever it is, write it down right now. So for example, for me, I'll write mechanical design engineer. So this right here is your North Star throughout university, okay? Literally put it up on your wall if you have to. And if you didn't take that action step right now, you're honestly the type of person to procrastinate, so just click off this video because I don't want to provide any value to you, quite frankly. So everything that you do in university must be in harmony with these two topics. Not grades or anything, none of that, okay? Of course, don't just be lazy in your classes because obviously you're going to need the skill of problem solving, and the skill of problem solving will partially come from those classes. So don't just be lazy during those classes. But what I want you to focus on is learning and experience. So therefore, the second thing that I would do if I were to redo my engineering career would be to develop the experience necessary for that dream career. So instead of my program where I teach you how to become the ideal candidate for your desired position and desired industry, I teach something called the experience trifecta. And the experience trifecta is 3 ways, which is literally at your fingertips, how to get experience that is relevant and according to those goals that you set down. And the first part of the trifecta is personal projects. I literally asked my boss at my current engineering position, what was the number one thing that made me stand out amongst all of the hundreds of other candidates? And he told me it was the fact that I had passion and initiative. And that passion and initiative showed them that I was willing to learn and I was willing to actually do my best for this company. So when you do personal projects, it shows that you have initiative because nobody's telling you to do those projects. You're telling yourself to do those projects. What speaks more initiative than that? And what speaks more passion than actually having the will to do those projects? People that are unpassionate, they're not going to take free time, their own precious free time out of engineering to do more engineering, right? But somebody that's passionate about engineering is going to do those personal projects. So that's the fucking best way to show your passion, through personal projects. Like me myself, since one of my desired industries was automotive, I made stuff like gearboxes, I made stuff like rotary engines, I made stuff like gearbox driven propeller launches. That is stuff that is relevant to transmission in the automotive industry. So I made personal projects that were based off of that goal of my desired industry. It's common fucking sense, right? So whatever your desired industry is, whether it's structural design, you could use Civil 3D and make some personal projects there. Or whether you're a hardware engineer, you could do some breadboarding and Arduino projects. Whatever it is, make at least a mini project. It doesn't even have to be a big project because the main focus of personal projects is to show that initiative and passion, as I emphasized before, and I will emphasize time and again. Personal projects will show that you have initiative and you have passion. Look at any job posting. They'll ask for someone that has self-motivation, self-driven, someone that has initiative. All these types of traits, that's stuff that is literally fucking desirable from these recruiters that you're sending your applications out to. And when you show that you have personal projects, you show those traits that they're looking for. Now, the second part of the trifecta is group projects. Group projects are at your fingertips in your classes. So when you're in a group project, you're going to focus on showing communication and you're going to focus on leadership. Because not a lot of people in engineering, they have these types of traits because they're the types of people that, they're the types of people that study in class all the time. They're fucking nerds and they don't talk to other people. So when you step up as that leader and you step up as that communicator, you're going to develop the skills that are also needed in the engineering industry. Once again, look at any job posting. They're going to look for somebody that communicates. They're going to look for somebody that is able to manage with other people. They're going to look for some other people that are able to organize their work. And group projects in your courses are literally the way to do that. And they are at your fingertips. And the third part of the trifecta is design clubs. Okay, in your university, there's most likely some sort of design club that is related to your desired industry. And in that design club, you're most likely going to have some sort of position that is relevant to your desired position that we've written on that piece of paper earlier. Like for example, at my university, there's solar car clubs, there's motorsports clubs. These types of clubs would be something that is relevant and in accordance to the automotive industry, which might be somebody's desired industry that they've written on a piece of paper. So whatever your industry is, define what sort of design club would be in accordance to your desired industry. And then once you're actually in the design club, shoot for the role that is in accordance to that second question that we asked, which was which role and which position would I like to work for after I graduate. So that's the experience trifecta. And as you could see, when you define your desired industry and your desired position, you could act these experiences in accordance to them. And when you actually apply for them after you graduate and when you're applying for the internships for them, you're going to have the relevant work needed to actually impress those recruiters that you're going to send your applications to. But the only way to show your work in a appealing way is through a portfolio. Your personal projects and your design club projects, and even sometimes your group projects could be shown in your design portfolio. And the reason that a design portfolio is so fucking powerful is that a lot of these other candidates, they're just sending their resume and their cover letter. And then when the recruiter is looking through hundreds or sometimes thousands of applications per day, they're just looking at text and text and text and text. And the one thing that's going to stand out is a portfolio, because you don't have to read a single word out of a portfolio to see the work that somebody's done. Like for me, myself, my design portfolio had something like gearboxes, like rotary engines, like gearbox driven propeller launchers. That sorts of stuff was in my design portfolio. And when these recruiters were looking through it, they didn't have to read a single word because they saw the work that was relevant to the industry that I was applying to. Like for an analogy, imagine you were browsing through YouTube and none of the videos had thumbnails at all. You wouldn't have a visual representation to know what's going to happen in that video. So in the same way, when I'm sending my applications to the recruiters, if I don't send a portfolio, they're not going to have a visual representation of what work I can actually do. And I know that you're thinking like, oh, I don't want to spend my precious time as an engineer to make these design portfolios, but I literally included it in the program that I mentioned earlier, that I have templates for these design portfolios. I literally made it visually appealing for you. You don't have to spend any of your time for it. You just add your photos to this portfolio, you add the text that you need for the portfolio, and boom, it's done. You could literally make one in under like 5 minutes with the templates that I made inside of my course linked on the description. So check that out if you want to save time and avoid wasting time. Now let's talk about internships. Internships is actually the number one thing that we're going to be working towards in university. Because after we graduate, if we don't have an internship, then we're not going to have experience in the engineering industry. Because in internships, you learn fabrication, you learn how to talk with other engineers, you learn how to talk with project managers, you learn how to take orders, you learn how to be organized, everything that's needed in a fucking engineering position after you graduate. Everything that we've talked about until this point doesn't matter if you don't have an internship. Because we defined the goal, right? That we want to follow through with engineering. And then we defined the experiences necessary to reach that goal. But the bridge between the goal and the experiences is an internship, because internships are the ultimate experience you can have as an engineering student. Okay, now report cards. That's why I shit on report cards so much. Straight A's. Fuck straight A's. Honestly, like look at the nerd that entered university because he was so smart in high school. He got a perfect straight A in high school. So he entered university thinking that he was going to dominate engineering. And he did. He did dominate the classes in engineering. But he didn't dominate the deeper levels of engineering, like leadership, like communication, like fucking influence. He was only focused on the surface level of intelligence. And because of it, after he graduates, he can't answer a fucking single question that these recruiters are asking him because he didn't talk to anyone. He was just studying in the library all fucking day like a goblin or something. So that's what I'm saying. Engineering goes much deeper than just having a report card. Okay, so don't be that guy that just optimizes for straight A's. You have to optimize for experience. I can't emphasize it enough. I keep saying it, but it's so fucking important. That's why I keep emphasizing it. This might be in opposition to what you originally heard, like in high school, get the perfect grades or anything, but this is university. This is different, and you need to know this. I want you to succeed in your career. I want you to succeed as an engineer because I want passionate engineers to work in this world. not your other peers that are not watching engineering content like you. You're spending your free time as an engineering student watching more engineering content. How more passionate can you be? Like literally, your other peers, they're not doing this type of shit that you're doing. They're what I call pretensioneers. They're the types of people that when you're in your class, you see this person playing a video game. They're the types of people that use ChatGPT to cheat on their assignments. They're the types of people to take online exams as an opportunity to cheat and get a better grade than the people like us that actually are passionate towards engineering and that actually work hard towards engineering. That's why I see grades as absolute bullshit, like actually. And these types of engineering students I talk about, they have no soul. Like if you ask them what they want to do after university, they're going to answer like whatever pays well or whatever, wherever life takes me. They're the types of engineers that'll work for companies that not improve humanity, but decline humanity. They end up making guns. They end up making girlfriend chatbots made of AI. They end up making sex dolls and fucking atomic bombs. Like, holy shit. Like, I know I'm vulgar on this channel, but this is what you need to hear. I can't let these other engineers who are what I call pretensioneers succeed in the engineering industry. I want you to succeed because you are passionate. You're this far into the fucking video. You're a fucking passionate. I know you are. And not much people have the same mindset as us, which is why I made the community so that we can assemble all of the engineers, all of the engineering students that are passionate and have the same mindset like me and you. And the only way to make sure that we don't drift towards the pretensioneer side is to surround ourselves with people with the similar mindset, because you are the average of the 5 people that you spend most time with. And if you're spending most of your time with pretensioneers and dark engineers that work in dark industries, then you're going to end up like them. And do you really want to work towards that career? Do you want your kids to know that you work for these companies that not increase the development of humanity, but decline the development of humanity? No, you don't want to work for those companies because you are passionate. So join me and let's make the strongest community of engineers. Link down below.